Engaging the linguistic intelligence, rethinking school curriculum. If intelligence is not one size fits all, then why do we often design classrooms that only partially engage the verbal strengths of linguistic learners, while limiting the full range of how they use language to express, analyze, persuade, and create meaning? Students with strong linguistic intelligence are not just good at reading and writing, they are natural communicators, drawn to the rhythm, nuance, and power of language, to interpret information, spark imagination, and shape perception. If we know that some students thrive through words, spoken and written, then shouldn't education offer them more ways to actively use language as a tool for connection, understanding, and critical engagement? A curriculum that engages linguistic learners should go far beyond silent reading and multiple-choice comprehension questions. What if students were asked to write persuasive speeches, craft editorials, or reinterpret historical events through storytelling and narrative voice? What if they were encouraged to create podcasts, perform spoken word poetry, commentate on current events, or deliver classroom presentations that required research, voice, and clarity? Wouldn't this allow them to not only develop fluency in communication, but also explore the relationship between language, meaning, and influence? Linguistic learners excel when they are given tasks like writing a set of clear instructions, drafting a speech or letter, or editing and improving the tone of a written piece. Imagine a classroom where these learners are invited to apply a positive or negative spin to the same news story. Then reflect on how language alters perception. Wouldn't this deepen their understanding of media literacy, rhetoric, and perspective, while sharpening their ability to use language responsibly and powerfully? But it's not just about writing. Oral expression matters just as much. Students with linguistic intelligence should be regularly encouraged to speak on topics they care about, whether through debate, discussion circles, mock trials, or classroom commentary on events. When students are given the freedom to articulate their ideas aloud, they not only develop confidence, but also learn the critical difference between talking and communicating, between speaking and being heard. If we believe that education should prepare students to engage with the world, then surely we must teach them how to communicate with it, clearly, persuasively, and authentically. And if linguistic intelligence is a strength for some, then shouldn't we design classrooms where language is not just a subject, but a living, breathing tool that connects thoughts to action, emotion to meaning, and individuals to community? So the question becomes, are we giving linguistically intelligent students the opportunity to explore the full power of their words? Or are we narrowing their learning to worksheets and grammar drills? Because if we fail to nurture language as a vehicle for reflection, persuasion, and creativity, we are not just underestimating these learners. We are missing the chance to empower some of the most eloquent, insightful voices of the next generation. Linguistic intelligence isn't just about reading, writing, or public speaking. It's about the way we engage with the world through language. For those with this intelligence, words are more than communication tools. They are the medium through which they organize thoughts, connect with others, and make sense of life itself. And yet, many school environments reduce language to mechanical drills or academic tasks, missing the chance to unlock one of the most profound capacities in human learning, the ability to shape reality through words. Imagine classrooms where storytelling, oration, dialogue, journaling, and persuasive writing are not just occasional exercises, but central to every subject. Students could craft speeches on ethical dilemmas in science, write alternative endings to historical events, or script dialogues between opposing philosophies and social studies. In this way, language becomes a creative force, a reflective practice, and a critical thinking tool, not just a subject for testing. Students begin to see themselves not merely as learners, but as authors of ideas. When this intelligence is engaged meaningfully, students also become more confident in expressing themselves, even in emotionally or socially complex situations. They learn to listen, not just for content, but for tone, intention, and subtext. They understand how words can hurt or heal, divide or unite, motivate or suppress. This nurtures an emotional literacy that is often undervalued in traditional systems, but it is precisely this kind of awareness that shapes mature, emotionally intelligent adults. The long-term result is adults who are not only articulate, but deeply attuned to their environment. These are the people who become powerful communicators in professional settings, not just because they speak well, but because they connect well. They can frame ideas clearly in a meeting, de-escalate tensions with thoughtful words, or give voice to marginalized perspectives through writing and advocacy. They have learned how to use language not just to succeed, but to influence and uplift. Moreover, by cultivating this intelligence early on, we prepare students for careers where clarity, nuance, and persuasion are critical. Law, journalism, diplomacy, teaching, public relations, advertising, screenwriting, speech therapy, podcasting, and countless others. But beyond career application, linguistic intelligence builds a person's ability to tell their story, advocate for what matters, and articulate their own growth and identity through life's transitions. That kind of inner clarity is a personal resource as valuable as any professional tool. In a world increasingly driven by sound bites and digital chatter, we need individuals who are not just skilled in language, but thoughtful in their use of it. Students who grow up practicing the art of conversation, the structure of argument, and the beauty of written reflection will become adults who know how to dialogue across differences, challenge injustice with clarity, and inspire movements through their words. They will be the voices of reason in noise, of empathy in conflict, and of vision in confusion. To build this, educators must move beyond traditional textbook tasks. They must invite students to play with language, to write like poets, speak like leaders, edit like critics, and reflect like philosophers. They must create room for verbal creativity and oral exploration, not as extras, but as essentials. Because for students with linguistic intelligence, engaging their minds means engaging their words, and through that, their worldview. When we do this well, we don't just teach language, we awaken something much greater. We raise a generation of learners who are linguistically confident, intellectually sharp, and personally expressive. We produce not only better students, but more creative professionals, more compassionate leaders, and more self-aware human beings. And that, truly, is the power of rethinking curriculum through the lens of linguistic intelligence.